What's up? Welcome to KWK today on Good Friday, April, what's the day? Second. April 2nd, 2021. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a big, well, I'm about to say a big crowd here today, but that's not true. All the CDC guidance for that, absolutely not true. But we do have a special guest that I'm going to introduce in just a moment. Meanwhile, this weekend, big time weekend. This is the zenith of weekends. This is the pinnacle of weekends. This is the Super Bowl of the Christian calendar, when we celebrate the fact that Jesus Christ got up, God, his Father, got Jesus Christ up from the dead with all power in his hands. And of course, that's true each and every day, but we celebrate it along with the world on this weekend. So we got services, as I hope you know, Saturday at 6 p.m., Sunday at 8 a.m., Sunday at 5:30 a.m. before the 8 o'clock a.m., and then Sunday at 10 o'clock. All those services will be drive-through right here at 6011 West Arm at the KBC. We'll have a couple of parking lots available for you with screens on 2 different parking lots. Is that right, Don? Yes, sir. All right, and we'll be back and rolling. Look, a lot of time, talent, and effort have gone into this production, and we'll tell you more about later on in the service, in the KWK. Before we get to the guests, we got Ron Bailey here today. I'm never real clear why Ron is here, but we're glad he's here. He's always such a peaceful and priestly force and presence in the house. And then Tara, who's about to get her PhD, a doctorate or something or another, is in the house. And our ever ready 20-year-old something representative, Rose, Cool Daddy Rose, who does not have on a new shirt today, but he's looking smooth as usual. And then, of course, Charles Richard will be receiving the questions that I know some of you will have for our guests. And then I think Dee is back there somewhere, ever-present Dee, doing the audio, and then our executive producer, Don Thomas. So we're glad that you're there, glad that they're here, and glad that you're here. So now, without any further ado, let me tell you about a young lady who's going to impart some inspiration and information to you today. And she's going to be, as they say, wide open, transparent, rolling at 100 in terms of what she's going to share. It takes somebody who's solid in the Lord and solid in herself, with resounding self-esteem, seriously, to share some things she's going to share with you. My sister from the hood, Fifth Ward, Tangela, what's up?
What's up, Pastor?
You going to go? I know. I better introduce her twice, Tangela Clark, because she's so smooth today. She's debonair, dressed up, got the makeup working.
Thank you.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you so much, Pastor.
So listen. Yes. Today you are a successful entrepreneur. You are a successful investor. You own your own real estate company and you mentor people. As I thought about this morning, I said, I think Tangela, none of us are where God wants us to be right now, because it's always a process. But you're on the right track, spiritually, emotionally, commercially, and otherwise. But it ain't always been like that.
Finally.
You used to sell some drugs?
Yes, sir.
Dropped out of high school?
Absolutely.
Had insecurity issues?
Definitely.
Being from Fifth Ward, I suppose that was one day you wanted to shoot somebody.
Many days. Many days.
And then you told me something the other day that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You had a nervous...
yes.
So before we get into those and how you got over them, let me ask you. So of all the challenges you've had, personally and professionally, what's the biggest one you think you've had, and how did you get over it?
The biggest one was in 2019 in December, when I got a call from my niece to get the kids that CPS were about to take. Yeah. And I had those 6 eyes looking at me every morning for 6 months. Ooh. And 2 4-month twin boys and a 10-year-old.
Ooh.
And I basically had to devote my entire life to those kids for 6 months because I refused to let those kids go to CPS.
Right.
And I think that came from a place when my grandfather wanted my mom to give me up for adoption.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I owed that to the world because my great-grandmother took me and did not want me to get caught up in the system. So I felt her on me, that I had to take those kids and not let those kids get caught up in the system.
Excuse me just a minute. We thank God for everybody who works in the system.
Yes.
Who helps take care of children
Absolutely.
who are not yours. We love you and we appreciate you.
Yes.
But I appreciate the fact that you stepped up
Yes.
and did your part.
Yes. And so every day, Pastor, I cried every morning.
Why'd you cry?
Because I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know. Having those kids let me put something in me that I didn't even know I had. I'm not a mom. I had 3 abortions. So now I have 3 kids looking at me.
What did you just say? Did you say that?
I said it.
So you said it with intentionality. I mean, you said
Definitely.
it on purpose.
Yes, I did.
Say it again, because somebody out there.
No, I had 3 abortions. So now I have 3 kids to take care of.
Right.
And so, of course, I thought back of me having the 3 abortions, and now I have 3 kids to take care of. And it was just, I didn't know how I was going to do it, but it was nothing but the hand of God.
Time out. Call Lottie. Oh, thank you so much. Did you get this out of my bag? You did. This was actually from a sermon. Listen, did you hear what she just... Look. Call Lottie, Daddy, and D. Call everybody you know who's hiding behind who they think they are, who's wrestling with insecurities. We have a shown off. Some folks say they're born again, and they lying. I don't think they're lying on purpose, but they're just kind of, seeing themselves as they hope they will become, and God bless you. We have a sister on the set right now who's born again for showing off outside in, the inside out. For all you folks who are squeamish and stuff about reality. No, maybe that's why the Lord can't use you to draw folk to Christ. But anyway, for a sister to sit here and just say very, not insignificantly and not flippantly, but very, calmly and truthfully, where she's been, how God has brought her, I think that's phenomenal. We need some more folk like you.
It's under the blood, Pastor.
It's under the blood. It's under the blood. Where's Kathy Taylor? The blood. Where the blood? Y'all want me to sing it? The blood.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. I just wipe my forehead then to keep it moving. So speaking of the blood.
Yes. It still works.
By the way, but before we do the blood thing, let's go back, because I like this. So what prayer did you pray, or what did you say to God that gave you peace after abortion? Because, some folk think there are big sins and little sins, right? All acts of sinfulness are the same size. And I'm so glad that you asked God for forgiveness, got forgiveness, and kept it moving. Jesus Christ died on the cross, so we don't have to hang ourselves on the cross. So how did you process that?
Well, in the beginning of my Christian journey, being a baby in Christ, of course you ask for the same sin, for forgiveness over and over again.
Right.
But once you build that relationship with God and you trust Him, and you know that what you ask Him for, it is done, you just keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the other strong thing about that statement. Tanja said it and didn't give a good whoo about what you think about it. Give me a call. I'm ready to roll. That is so cool. So, Tanja, let's talk about, I'm intrigued by this drug selling stuff. You know I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah.
So, how long did that last? Why did you do it? And
it was like
tell us about that.
Yeah, it was about 2 years. So a lot of my friends were dating drug dealers, right?
Here in Houston?
In Houston, 5th Ward, yes.
Oh, this is all 5th Ward?
Yes.
It can happen in 3rd Ward. It gets on real ropes now.
Absolutely.
All right, but it just was 5th Ward.
Yes.
I got it.
And so they were dating drug dealers.
I love you, Tanja.
I was like, man, because back then I was a little scared, if
So
I go to jail.
about how old were you?
I was about 20.
Early 20s.
Yeah, about 20. And so I had like 2 friends, and they were getting jewelry, Gucci's, all this stuff,
I see.
jewelry and stuff
I
like
see.
that. And I was the one, getting it not like they were getting it, and I say, man, and they introduced me to this guy. My cousin said, I want you to meet this guy. And we started dating, and of course, all the gifts, he bought me a car and all this stuff. And then one Sunday morning, I went to church. And at this particular
time. Were you going to church at the time?
I went to church every Sunday.
Gotcha.
When I was dating a drug dealer, and I would always go to the altar and pray, and say that I didn't want to be in this sexual sin, because the way I grew up, I didn't want to be in sexual sin, nor did I want to be in this relationship. But I liked the gifts. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to give up the gifts. Yeah. And then one Sunday morning, the pastor had altar call, because back then they were doing altar call every Sunday. Right. And when I got to the altar, he said, "Why are you here?" Because they had the chairs. You rededicate your life, or ask for prayer.
So did God say why you're here, or did the preacher say why you're here? Got it.
And I said, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And he prayed for me, and gave him the mic. He didn't have the mic when he prayed. He prayed for me, and then he told me, it's time. And at that particular time, I walked out of the relationship. But and me and the guy, we moved together, and after I got the strength to get out the relationship, the strangest thing happened. Some stuff that was left in the house that never was supposed to be in the house. That was a commitment that we had to one another. And some things that were in the house that was not supposed to be in the house. And then the Lord just brought me out of the relationship, and I never looked back.
Never looked back.
Never, ever, ever looked back. Never. And we laugh and talk about it now. 3 months later.
Who?
Me and the guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 3 months later, he went to prison for some kind of, I don't remember what it was, but 3 months later, I was out of it and never talk to him again.
So I don't mean to sound
until he got out.
So I don't mean to sound naive or anything, but did you sell drugs every day?
No, I didn't. This is the way I did. I would just.
What was your role?
What was my role? I hope this doesn't get me in any type of trouble.
Well, if you think it will, skip that and just answer it any way you want.
Well, my role was just, introducing people to one another. Yeah.
So you were in marketing and sales.
Marketing and sales. Marketing and sales.
You did the cold calling.
Marketing and sales. I'll stick to that. Marketing and sales.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I know you were good at it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm so grateful to God to bring me out and to bless me, because a lot of people think that they need a man or they need, different type of things to make it and to get the things that you want. But I'm telling you, if you trust God, it happens.
Matter of fact, Tanja, if you don't mind, let's just pause right here and as the folk used to say, look into the camera.
Yes.
And say a word to a brother or sister who's in a situation.
Yeah.
Not a situation, a situation. Yes. And a lot of times we view situations as sex-oriented. But situation could be anything. Yeah. But just say a word of encouragement to someone who is in a spot right now where they know they don't need to be and they want to get out.
Yes, yes. To anyone that's out there right now today, and you feel hopeless, but you still have a dream.
Yeah.
You have a dream. You feel hopeless, but you have a dream, and you just don't know how you're going to make it to that place. But I'm here as a testimony to let you know that if there's anything, there's nothing too hard for God, and that your lemons will become your lemonade. So don't give up. Just hold tight to what you believe and have faith. And I'm telling you, with everything within me, God will bring you out. And not only will he bring you out, but he will bring that dream that God told you when you were a child. It will come to pass. I promise you it will. I am living proof.
And if anybody ever said anything like that with any integrity at all, yonder she goes. Given what God has done for you and your honesty. So let's stay in your 20s here for a minute. You mentioned another thing to me.
Yeah.
By the way, so I think I remember meeting Tangela literally 30 years ago in Lyons Avenue. What I did. That's in my mind. So if that's not true.
That's not me.
That's not
me.
True. How are you?
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you?
No.
So her dad used to hang out with my dad a little bit and shop and play golf. So I always knew that Wolf, which was named, had a daughter.
Yes.
And it was you.
Yes.
And I just had this, yonder she is.
That would be me.
So let's stay in the 20s for a minute.
Yes.
You mentioned something to me the other day that I didn't know, that you dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
She says with a smile, yeah.
I
So
did.
tell why you dropped out and what'd you do when you dropped out, and then what'd you do about it after you dropped out?
Sure, yeah. So I would say one of the reasons that I dropped out was I was fast, okay? I was smelling myself. That was one of the reasons.
Now, for those who have been under a rock for a minute, tell them what that means.
Fast mean not obedient to your parents. Yeah, I was not obedient to my great-grandmother. And I just...
Where were you in school?
Cashmere and what's the other school?
You were so
Jeff Davis.
You were so fast, she had two schools.
Yes,
I
yes,
got you.
yes. I
got
went to
you.
both of those schools.
And you dropped out because?
I dropped out for, of course, one of them was fast, but the second was my grandmother got real sick, and I refused to put her in a home because of the relationship. She didn't put me in a home. She didn't give me up, so that was that reason. And then the third reason was it taunted me.
What it?
Like not graduating from school.
I see.
Dropping out of high school. I was like beating up myself a lot. A whole lot.
So did you get a GED?
I did. I went and got a GED, and I was making 6 digits when I went to get the GED.
Before we go to 6 digits, how much time elapsed between dropping out and the GED, you think?
1999 is when I got the GED. And I got the GED listening to Pastor Joel Osteen the first Sunday that he preached. He shared about his dad dropping out of high school and built that church. And I was sitting in the bleachers, and something happened within me. And I went back in 1999.
Well, Pastor John was some kind of pastor,
Yes.
and man,
Yes, yes.
what a man.
And then after he preached that, I walked out. After service, you can meet the pastor. And then I told him, because in the back of my mind, I had always said I wanted to write the book. I told Tira, I was like, I want to write this book, dropping out. She said, do it. And then I walked up to Pastor Joel and I said, I want to actually write this book. He said, sure, write the book. Let us know. We'll help you with the forward. And Lisa, she wrote the forward for the book on behalf of the family. So, yeah, it was 1999. From 80, I would have graduated in 85. To 1999. It's when I actually got it, the GED. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes. I was a business owner at the time.
85 to 99.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize that's a big gap.
Yeah, it's a big gap. But it taunted me because I had people with degrees asking me for advice, and I was solving them problems, and I was going back home crying like, I can't believe it. Not wanting to attend certain events of people with all those degrees and stuff, and I just felt so inadequate.
So before we deal with inadequacies and insecurities, since you're being very transparent, what kind of job did you have making 6 figures without a high school degree?
I had a day spa. I did hair because we had a hair salon growing up at home. So that was the first thing I started doing, was having my own business.
That was a lot of money back then. That's still a lot of money.
Yeah, right there on Holly Hall and Knight Road, that strip center.
Oh, that was a hot area too.
Yeah. It was called Celebrities, and Warren Moon. A lot of the athletes and their wives would come, and I would service them for hair.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. And in spite of the commercial success, you still had some sense of inadequacy and insecurity.
Yes, absolutely.
So I assume you are overcoming that now?
Absolutely.
May I lean over my skis and ask, have you overcome it? Is it in the rearview mirror, or are you still making great progress?
Oh, I'm making great progress.
How?
Through a counseling. So this week.
Time out. Drum roll, please. Uh-oh, my drummer. Oh, man, what kind of drum is that? Lord have mercy. And the drummer's on the phone. What is going on here? And Jane Brown, you say, get a drummer song. By the way, thank you. If you have any questions for Tangela, holler at Charles right now. Let us know. And Chandler will surely want to answer them. And
Absolutely.
we appreciate that. So we're talking about insecurities
Yes.
and inadequacies. Yeah,
Yes.
you were saying before I interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No, so this week is 1 year me doing therapy every Saturday,
Congratulations.
and I've only missed about 4 out of
Yeah.
365 days.
Wow, that's
Yes,
awesome.
yes. So I have a wonderful therapist.
Yeah,
Name is Twee.
yeah.
She's real, real good, and she's been helping me a whole lot.
Let me share this. And, I'm not hating, I'm not being messy, but
Yeah.
I want to make a point. Kirk Franklin's been in the news lately, as you know,
Yeah.
and they were discussing that last weekend on the show, and the show will remain anonymous. And apparently Kirk and his wife indicated that they've been trying to get their son to counseling. And this host said, well, not to be dramatic, he connected the counseling to mental. I think he used the term mental disorder, and that's one of the reasons why older African Americans now, folk in the 20s, the younger African Americans, they do keep it real, and they are more inclined to go to therapy than folk our age. But they connected mental whatever with therapy, and that is exactly why a lot of black folk run from therapy, because we associate with being quote unquote crazy, mental, whatever. That is so misleading and so inaccurate. So I think we can really serve our community a lot better if we let folk know that in order to be healthy, go to therapy. Healthy folk go to therapy. Healthy folk go to therapy to remain healthy, because they're dealing with people who don't go to therapy.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that's working for you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I wrote a list
Yeah.
of everything that was in my subconscious that was taunting me for years.
Wow.
Seriously.
How long was that list?
It was about 14 things, conversations that I did not know how to articulate with people, friends, family members, enemies. And so I would discuss with my therapist I would tell her the story, what happened, and ask her, how could I articulate that in a manner that was not coming from a wounded place.
Yeah.
And she told me how to talk to them. And she didn't really tell me, but she just asked me questions.
Right.
And she say, start taking I out of it. She say, and when you say I can't do this because. And so I started saying because and articulating it to everybody. And I'm telling you, I started checking stuff off.
Wow.
And it took about 8 months for that part.
Well, that's good time.
Yeah.
I mean, eight months was fast. We want to go to some questions, but do you realize that a lot of folk are unable to even identify things that are torturing them in their subconscious or their mind? Because they don't have that kind of self-awareness.
Well, I think it comes from spending a lot of time in prayer, too.
Absolutely.
And meditation.
Yeah.
Because in prayer and in meditating, those things will pop up.
Right.
And we just look over them and start asking God for stuff,
Right.
you know. But when you start really digging deep and you, within your heart, you just want change. I was desperate, Pastor.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted, I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to feel like that.
Right.
Not from a public standpoint,
Right.
but from a private
From
place.
your own standpoint. So how would you, for the sake of the audience here, how would you differentiate, or what's the difference for you between prayer and meditation?
Difference between prayer
For you?
For me.
Yeah.
So for me, prayer is when I'm relationship, spend that time with God. Meditation is when I basically may meditate on something peaceful. You get what not and breathing. My meditation is mainly breaths, taking deep breaths, and I spend about 10 to 30 minutes in the morning.
On meditation?
I'm just breathing.
Do you really?
Before I get in prayer, that's what I do.
Really?
Yes.
Give us an example of the breathing period.
because what we do is we rush to the next breath.
Yeah.
And so what I do is till it's all out. And that's when I birthed Selah.
You know what's so cool? Well, I'm going to get to Selah too, but you know what's so cool about that? So, I guess 3 weeks or so ago, someone was telling me when you do the breathing exercises to settle yourself,
Yes.
particularly when you're anxious,
Yes.
it's so much more important to exhale a lot longer than you inhale. And that's exactly what you that's exactly what you did.
So I do that before I enter prayer.
Before you do prayer.
Oh, yeah. It makes it.
You helping somebody. You helping somebody. Thanks, Tanja, for being so transparent. I love you for that. That's what William says.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Lois, thank you, Tanja, for sharing your testimony to encourage us. That's what Lois says. By the way, you can send something in without your name. You can remain anonymous. Thank God for my counseling. That's what Donna says.
Thanks,
Terry,
Donna.
thanks for this testimony. There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Selah, speaking of prayer and meditation, tell us about this Selah. And by the way, I heard when we had a women's conference here over a year or so ago, you had that Selah session and folk were walking out, they were tore up on, they walked down that transform. So what's up with this Selah thing? First of all, if you don't mind, please tell us, it's in the Bible, but everybody has their own definition of what Selah is.
Selah means to pause and reflect. Yeah, to pause and reflect. So in 2015, I was a part of a team, and I was sharing with him on some things that I wanted to see change in, and he kind of wasn't hearing me that much. We talk about, we talk about it's all good, and he wasn't hearing me, and he just said, "Well, how many units are you going to do this year?" And I said, "You still not hearing me?" And then I looked at.
Well, yes, some context. This was when she was working as a real estate agent for
a team, on a team, and then I looked at him and I said, "You know what?" It was June 3rd. I said, "I'm not making no more units this year. I'm taking off the rest of the year. I'll see you next year in 2016. And then I went home and I started doing the breathing, having the worship music on and just breathing. And I would do it for 1 hour every day. And then I started feeling myself just get revived. Something started happening inside of me, and I started weeping, just like crying uncontrollably, just from breathing. And then out of nowhere, I thought I was going to start a Bible study back for just like a little small group of 10 women. And I got the ladies in a circle. And I started off, the Spirit of the Lord told me, just have them start breathing. And we started breathing. And then I brought masseuse in, and they started massaging around their necks while they're breathing. And it just started changing people's lives.
By the way, spell disease. You got this,
Ease.
you got ease. So God wants you to be in shalom zone, right? In ease. The devil wants you disrespected, disregarded, whatever, dis-ease. So, you're either ease or disease. So you can figure out which route you want to take. And Sister Tangela here is sharing with us the route she has taken, consistent with the scripture, to get you from disease to ease. What's the name of your counselor again? I like that. That's what somebody wants to know.
Oh, her name is Twee. Yeah, her name is Twee. I don't remember. I have her information. If you want me to get it to you, I can actually get it to you.
Here comes Rika. Rika says, praying is when your mouth is open. Meditation is when your mouth is closed.
Yes.
Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Thank you.
That's one way to look at it, Rika. Of course, though, and one reason why I asked Tanja that question, Rika, is because you can be, prayer, I see it as a two-way street, right? You talking to God and waiting for God to talk back to you.
Yes.
And not the twist, but the perspective you gave on meditation was really cool, because it talked about focusing inwardly within the context of what God's doing with you and for you through prayer.
Because a lot of us, God has given us visions. And I remember knowing that from a kid that I would have some type of connection with celebrities.
Right.
And so when I got my hair salon, I named it Celebrities. You know, so oftentimes I meditate on certain things, certain visions that God has given me.
Yep.
I think about them and just, you know, breathe.
Yeah.
And that's, you know,
That's
I meditate
cool.
on it, yeah.
So, Tanya, let's take a little break. And when you come back, we want to talk about healthy eating, healthy living.
Yes.
And I understand you also will talk about weight loss.
Yes.
Oh, so
Yes.
it's okay. All right. We're going to take a break.
Absolutely.
So look, can you give Fallon, is that you? Give Fallon a microphone. And as we make a little transition, what other things do you do to release your emotion? Greg, we're going to talk about that in 7 minutes. I promise. It's 1:30. We'd like to recognize folk, members of the church who have passed. And Charles shared with me that no church member has passed since last Friday. Glory to God. Amen. Let's go keep it running like that for a minute. I do want to share with you that Pastor Craig Barnett's father died. And I think the services will be later on next week technically, in Chicago, Illinois. So please keep Pastor Barnett and his family in your prayers, please. Tanya, don't leave now. What's up, Miss Farrell? How you feel?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is Fallon Farrell for you folk who've been around town for a minute. You remember Farrell's Catering? Remember that little girl used to run around with her mama? Yeah, there she goes right there. What's up?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Happy Friday.
Oh, thank you. Same to you. It's Resurrection Weekend. You ready?
I am ready.
So let me tell you. So Fallon is here. Have you heard of Black Restaurant Weekend or Black Restaurant Weeks?
Right.
Have you? I know you have. Are you the founder, one of the founders on the board?
I am one of the co-founders for Black Restaurant Week.
One of the co-founders of. Drum roll, please. Yeah. Ching! Got one of the co-founders of Black Restaurant Week in the house.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So
happy
before
to
you
be
tell me
here.
what's in the box, I understand you guys are going national now. I thought you were local yokels.
Yeah, no.
Where are you?
We are, we're hosting 15 campaigns across the country this
What?
year. Yes. And
Name some of the
so-
cities off the top, just the top cities, huh?
So New York,
Uh-huh.
DC, LA, Chicago, Florida, Atlanta,
Wow.
Nashville. I mean, I could
Yeah.
be naming for a while. So.
You know what? Let me get this out right now, and thank you for spending these few minutes with us. Black Restaurant Week is at the Power Center Food Park this weekend.
Yes, we're super excited. We have a ton of great food vendors. We have live DJs.
Yeah.
We have a couple of people selling T-shirts. So come out. It's completely free.
Yeah.
Bring your family. Bring your tables, chairs, and masks.
Yep.
And really just enjoy community and food.
Awesome. 1 to 5 today.
So we're going to be there actually
1 to
till
9.
9.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
yeah.
1 to 9 today. Tomorrow, I think noon to 9, and then on Sunday 12 to 6. So definitely a great weekend to come out. Beautiful weather.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so come out, enjoy some great street food, and you know, listen to some good sounds and have a good time.
So this weekend and
Next
weekend.
weekend. So tomorrow, I think we have like 15 trucks, everything from funnel cakes to stuffed wings, which is everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Some Caribbean food. Next week, we have a bunch of great food as well. Sorry, looking at the wrong camera.
Yeah, we have so many cameras
I
out
know.
here.
I was like, okay. So yes, we have a ton of great food this weekend and next weekend.
Wait a minute, Fallon, what camera were you looking at?
I was looking at the phone.
Oh, you're in the phone. Oh, okay.
Sorry, you know,
Listen,
that's
let's
the
be clear.
millennial in me
We'll
coming
have
out.
one camera up in here. But anyway, see that shows you that you're a young woman.
Yes.
See, young folk look at the phone camera. Oldies but goodies like me look at the 1947 one. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so, and then Black Restaurant Week period, we have over 100 businesses,
Yeah.
Black-owned culinary businesses in the Houston region participating. Over a dozen are participating out of Beaumont alone.
Awesome.
So great opportunity to really spend dollars with the local community.
Right.
A lot of restaurants are still recovering from the pandemic.
Yes.
So we just ask everyone to get out, support, and just have a good time.
Yeah. So you are one of the two co-founders?
Yes, so it's three of us. Warren Luckett, Derek Robinson, and myself.
Got it.
And so we really started this in 2016.
Whose idea was it? I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was Warren's. So Warren, him and his father own Brandwire Wine Distributing. So he had a great relationship.
Is that here in Houston?
Yes. So they distribute South African wine.
And he's black.
And he's black. Him and his father. They have wine at HEB. So it's really interesting. And
I want to meet him.
Okay.
I'm not looking for a hookup on wine. I just want to meet him.
Yeah, no, they're always good to meet. Good people to know.
Although I would take a hookup on
Yeah.
wine. Give it to my friends. Y'all pray for me.
Yeah, so he pitched us the idea, and Derek and I have been doing work with the Houston area Urban League Young Professionals, the Greater Houston Black Chamber. So we just had this passion for community, small businesses, and just saw it as an opportunity to really just do something special for the community.
So was it birthed in Houston?
It was birthed in Houston.
So when did y'all, when?
2016. So tomorrow is actually our 6-year anniversary.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, what are we going to do to celebrate?
We're going to eat all weekend.
All right. So in 5 short years, you've gone from one city to
15 campaigns. Last year
that's incredible.
was our most aggressive. We understood that we could do so many campaigns, so we started creating regions.
Right.
So instead of saying Miami Black Restaurant Week, we did the whole state of Florida. Wow. So we were able to highlight Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, and Miami. And so we're doing that this year. Yeah. We're just continuing that method, and we're able to really highlight a lot of cities nationwide.
Talking about finding a niche and filling it. Now, who would have thought that a simple term like Black Restaurant Week had not been
done.
And I assume you've also patented, right?
Yes, we do own the trademark.
Yeah, that's just incredible.
So, yes.
Excuse me a minute. So when God gives you an idea, when you get an idea that meets needs and scratches people where they itch, don't just sit on that. Pull a trigger on it. Something that simple. Who hadn't heard of that? Black Restaurant Week. I mean, that's just so common. Right. But yet, it had never been done prior to 2016.
It had never been done.
Yeah.
And so it was really exciting because we looked at it, my father's a chef, caterers in the family, and we were like, okay, the restaurants is one thing, but there's no platform for the industry as a whole.
What platform?
Right.
I got it.
So if you're a caterer, how do you get your business out to the community? If you're a food truck. And so early on, we made a model that was all inclusive for everybody, not just restaurants. And that's really allowed us to just grow and expand. We've hosted all types of competitions, events.
Is there a website that you can give us?
Yes, blackrestaurantweeks.com.
Yeah. Say it one more time, please.
blackrestaurantweeks.com. It's built like a directory. So even after the week is over, you could go in and query and find restaurants in your area. If you want barbecue, you could put barbecue. All the barbecue restaurants will come up. So even as you travel in the future, you can find Black restaurants in different cities. So it's really amazing. Right.
Now, Don, or somebody's going to laugh when I say this, but Fallon, see, now you said Black Restaurants Week with the S.com. Some folk going to try to type in with the S. It's just blackrestaurants.com. Don't type in with the S. So before you tell us what's in the box, share with us why you chose the Power Center Food Park location as your Black Restaurant Week
pop-up park.
So
we used to do Sound Bites, a food truck festival in Peggy Park.
Oh, it's called Sound Bites. We forgot to say that.
And we used to have over 5,000 people come out in a day. All the food trucks would sell out. And so with COVID and the world slowly opening back up, we really want to figure out a way to still bring that revenue to the food trucks. The Power Center has been doing great work. They had a great lineup of food trucks already in their database. So it was really just an equal partnership. We were able to come in and from our end, push all the marketing and work with them to get all the vendors loaded. And so I think it's going to be really fun, and hopefully it'll just continue to grow.
I threw you that beach ball and you hit it out the park, girlfriend. I'm here to tell you.
I've been doing it for 6 years. I learned the curse.
What's in the box?
Yes, so this is our first taste box, and so this is for you. And so
bless your heart.
It has different Black-owned culinary products.
Your first was taste box?
First taste box. So it's the first taste of Black culinary. And so we have our bingo card. You could pick them up at any of the restaurants. And if you do 5 of the tiles, you can win $500 cash.
Shut
we
up.
have some honey and some spices. And there's also a recipe book that could teach you how to make certain dishes from the ingredients in the box. So this is all Black-owned products. Sienna sauce is in there.
I'm gonna lose my restaurant, my recipe book one day real soon too.
Hey, I mean, we know some great food photographers who can make that happen.
Yeah, right.
So,
This is great. Well, thank you.
Yes.
So is this like a giveaway? Are y'all selling these or what?
no, we don't sell them. Eventually, one day, we are launching a culinary marketplace. So Black
This is
Restaurant
very
Week
nice.
is just expanding.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be creating a website, almost like an Amazon, where Black-owned companies could sell their sauces, spices, culinary products.
Great.
And that's a sample. And we have a nonprofit, Feed the Soul Foundation.
Oh, great.
We're awarding $250,000 to over 25 restaurants across the country.
Wow.
Each restaurant is getting $10,000 and $5,000 support of business consultation, because we wanted to really create some economic stability in our communities. And so we're just continuing that messaging, continuing those efforts.
You're doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
So you'll be down there today?
Yes, I'm
And
stopping
tomorrow?
by all weekend long.
So, okay, good.
Next weekend we'll be there as well.
Yep.
And, check out our website. There's a ton of great restaurants all across Houston participating in Black Restaurant Week, bakeries, barbecue, vegan food, whatever your heart's desire, you can find something.
All right, Fallon, Lily Farrell's daughter. So,
I was waiting for it.
yeah, there you go. It's in the hood. Thank you for stopping by,
Thank you for
I'll be
having
down
me.
there later on today,
well,
of course.
thank you.
And before you leave, or as you leave, tell us what your fingernails are saying right about now.
My fingernails, this is my creative outlet. So yellow, springtime, Easter,
Okay,
So this is
okay.
how I express my
Yeah,
creativity.
speaking of resurrection, we got a worship service Saturday night at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Then on Sunday, 5:30, 8 and 10, right here at 611 West Storm drive-through.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see them putting up everything.
Yeah, they
outside.
putting up everything
They get ready
outside.
for everybody,
Yeah, you-
and then you could go eat after.
Yeah, you are checking all the boxes. Let the folk know we got the stage outside ready for them. All right, fam, give me a little.
Thank you.
As long as it's elbow bump, yeah.
But I
I'll
appreciate
see-
everybody.
No, we appreciate you. Thank you for being with the Power Center Food Truck. Thank you for stopping by. And tell your mama you interviewed very well.
Okay.
All right. And thank you for the box. Bye, Fallon. Yeah. And Tanya's going to come back and ask some of these questions that y'all are pouring in here about this time. Look, we got a big weekend coming up. We just mentioned it. I want to hit it again. Grief Share starts coming this coming Tuesday. Wow, April, roll Black Friday. Grief Share's coming, and Pastor Hazel Jackson, Ready to Rock and Roll. Black Marriage Day, April 11th, Sunday. Money Smart Week begins on the 10th. We invite you to go to kingdombuilders.com/CEO for details for a list of all seminars and dates. How about that? So we're going to roll back to Ms. Tangela. We have a few questions. You know what? So Tangela, let's talk about a subject that some folks don't want to talk about.
Yes.
And you offered to talk about it, so I don't want you to think I'm prying or being, improper. Weight loss.
Yes.
Healthy eating,
Yes.
healthy lifestyle. Jump in and talk about any. I don't want to ask you a particular question, but I know you got some things I suspect you have some things to share about it.
Yeah.
So just tell us what's on your heart.
So for years, I felt like I didn't have control of this emotional eating.
Emotional eating.
Yes.
Lord have mercy.
Yes.
Tangela, may I confess before you go, Father?
Yes.
We on this leaven, no leaven. Ooh! I told some folks the other day, I'd rather be on a fast than to be on, I think, than no leaven, because leaven is in so much. I cannot eat my granola. I cannot eat my popcorn. Child, listen, I ate a whole jar of peanut butter 2 nights ago. Y'all think I'm kidding? Nah, boy, I say, oh Oh man, there's only so much fruit you can eat, and all that sugar. But anyway,
Yeah.
pray for me. We have 1.5 more days, and I'm so glad. But anyway, emotional eating.
Yeah.
It's mind over matter.
Yes, yes. And so I just decided, so I had lost about 25 pounds.
How?
Just going straight vegan.
Vegan.
Straight vegan. When I was in California, I did
Nothing with eyes in it.
nothing with eyes. And I did it for a year.
Excuse me a minute. Did your body talk back to you when you first started going and be vegan?
I was having headaches.
Oh, your body talked back to you. For how long?
Headaches probably for maybe like the first 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Oh, Lord. So did you take an Advil or you just endured it?
I just endured it. Yeah. And then,
So you still a vegan?
so I came back to Houston in August.
Oh, now you're going to blame it on Houston. Okay,
No,
go ahead.
yeah. Yes. And I started back eating meat. And
Oh, you eat meat?
wait a minute. I
Okay,
started
I'm
back
sorry.
eating meat.
Shut up, Kirbyjon.
and
Let her talk.
March the 8th of this year, I said I can't do it anymore, and I gave it up. And I said now it's time for me to address this emotional eating and to address my weight. And so now I've lost since March 1st, the beginning of March, I've lost 11 pounds. So I have about 40 more to go.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
Now, I remember, if I recall correctly, back in the day when I bumped into you one time, I was getting a haircut and you were doing some kickboxing or stuff.
Yes.
You still do that?
I haven't, no. I'm just changing my diet, just cleaning my diet up, and it's falling off. It's
Do you work out? Do you walk?
I haven't been. At first, I was walking a little bit in the neighborhood, but I haven't been lately.
Well, now you know you should
Yes,
consider
absolutely,
that, right? Okay.
absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll start back walking, but and so when I was walking, I was doing 10,000 steps a day. Yeah, I'm gonna start back walking too, but addressing the eating, because the eating was the issue, and I just cleaned it up.
Yeah.
I've decided to clean it up, and the weight is coming off.
So I was talking to a sister a while back, and she said when she goes to the store, she only buys product and food around the wall. Isn't that interesting?
It's good.
Around, she should go to the center aisles, processed food, chips, all that. She eats the fruit
Around the wall.
and the veggies and yogurt and stuff around.
I love it.
Isn't that interesting?
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
I go down the aisle, child. No, I'm just.
Well, I'll say this too. My therapist, we address my weight in, we address my weight in our sessions as well. And it's helped me a lot. And, because I'm going to start the YouTube channel talking about it.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm going to be starting a YouTube
See,
channel.
I see you introduces what she wants to talk about. That's good.
I'm going to be talking about women over 50 having issues with the skin, with their weight and hair, because things change.
Yes, they do.
When they things change when you get over 50, and there's not a lot of footage, a lot of products out there
Right.
that help us at this particular age, especially when it comes to weight.
So when is this YouTube launching?
I'm going to launch in the next 30 days.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
So it's like a women's interest?
Well, it's just my journey. I'm going to
see.
be talking about food. I'm going to be talking about weight. I'm talking about business. I'll be talking about everything. So if you're out there, go subscribe to my channel, Tangela Clark.
Oh,
Yes.
I love this.
Yes.
Thanks to Windsor Village family for having counseling available at the church. It is a
Yes.
blessing to me and soon to be for my 27-year-old son. He has not yet, roll that screen, please. He has not yet. Roll that screen, please. He has not yet started counseling session. Thank you. I'm speaking those things that are not as though they were. I can't thank you enough. You're so welcome. Thank you. As a matter of fact, let me say, Tanya, we have 3 therapists here. We outsource them, and we're glad about that. We have Pastor Troy Smith,
Wow.
Troy Johnson. Sorry, doctor. We have Natasha Young, and our newest one is Ivy Sion.
Wow.
And those are 3 relatively young people.
That's awesome.
I know all of them. I highly recommend them. Free of charge. You can't believe that. Dr. Shavalta Smith. Dr. Smith?
Yes.
She tuned it in because you told her.
I did tell them today.
Yeah. Well, why don't you read that? It says that's your
I'm a
Dr.
firm
Smith.
believer in deep breathing techniques. This is amazing. What other things do you do to help release your emotions and stress?
Good question, Dr. Smith. And the brother texted that question before the break. So if you would, let us know, please.
The therapist, breathing, and spa. That's my release. I do a lot of going to spas and just sitting quiet. So inside my closet, I have a mat on the floor, and when I slide the call them hideaway doors, it's pitch black. So I spend a lot of time in the dark, and I take my baths at night in pitch black, like no lights on.
What does that do?
I call it like washing off my day.
It's like a detox for you.
Yeah, I wash off my day
Interesting.
black. The whole entire house is black. The room is black. No candles or anything.
May I ask you a practical question?
Yes.
I presume you don't have anything you can trip over
Nothing.
or stump your
No,
little
I'm
toe
sitting
on.
in a tub.
Yeah, but you have to get out
Well, I have a rug right there. I'm not gonna fall.
and walk. So the light switch is not far.
Oh yeah, it's not far. No, it's not far.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I call it the wash away my day.
Uh-huh. So if you'd like to share with us some of the things you do to help get your day detox, holler at Charles Richard. To me, prayer is two-way communication. Correct. You talk to God texts back to you. Meditation is soaking in the messages that you receive. Very good.
That's good. That's very good.
A little soaking, as
Yes.
Dr. Allen would have said. Soaking.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. So let's see, Tangela.
But can I say something to you, Pastor?
Yeah.
First, I want to thank you
For what?
for just being, making me feel like I'm the only child in the world with, when it comes to our church community.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Thank you for your support, and how you have poured into me. Even before I met you, I would tell people you're my mentor. And I think I told you this years ago that you mentored me from afar. So I want to thank you for teaching me how to do it right.
Well, you're very kind. Notice she said, mentor her from afar.
Yes.
That means we didn't even talk.
No, because when I asked him about the mentor, he's like, I don't mentor. He doesn't do a lot of mentoring. So a lot of things are caught, not taught.
Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. Before we run to 2 o'clock, I love this question. Please answer it, because I thought everybody knew. Thank you for asking this question. What is emotional eating?
Emotional.
Let me tell him first. No, go ahead. No, I'm not teasing.
Tell him.
Emotional eating occurs when you're going through something. Watch this now. The movie theater is closed, and you don't have enough money to go to Las Vegas. So you got to sit there and calm yourself down. When prayer just is not working at that minute, you eat.
Yes, that's a good definition. Yes.
No, give us yours.
No, it's when things get emotionally out of control and you start eating the things that are called comfort food.
Comfort food.
For me,
Comfort
it's French fries
food.
and
Really?
bread. I love
French fries?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yes.
How you lose weight eating,
That's
French fries and bread?
That's why I'm on a diet.
Bless your heart.
Yes, those are my go-tos.
Yeah. My go-to is popcorn without the salt.
Yeah.
And those pico, what's that thing called? Pico chill? Pico chill? What's that thing called? You drink it? Pico, what's that water called that's got the bubbles in it? Yeah, that. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. That's not that bad, though.
No, it's just sparkling water.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Well, look, emotional food doesn't have to be bad, right?
They don't have to. Normally, 99.9% they're bad.
All right, we're good to go outside there telling me we're gonna. So you want to walk outside with me?
I'll go with you.
Yeah, we're gonna see where we're gonna be this weekend.
Yes.
We want you to see that. And Tanja Clark, you're a smooth.
Thank you, Pastor.
Girlfriend, she's just. Where's the camera? Is it? Look, so we're gonna walk outside real quick. So Don, you have the microphone? Don's gonna share with us what is gonna go on, what is going on, what has been going on. Come on, Tanja. Behind the scenes to make this weekend's 6 o'clock Saturday service, Sunday at 5:30, 8 and 10 worship service. And Rose, we are not, I don't have my mask on, so we got to, we do my mask. Well, so I get my own mask. Do this thing. So we are gonna, we're excited about this weekend. So Don, you have a mic?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
talk again.
yeah. So Don's gonna share with us, just from a 40,000 foot altitude perspective, everything that goes on behind the scenes, on the side of the scenes, to help make productions like this possible. A lot of work goes in this. So, Don?
So it all starts kind of with a vision of us having a virtual service, which then started off with technical conversations.
Technical conversation.
Yeah, what do we
That
want
look
it
like
to
what?
look like? You know, the size of the stage, the teams. It takes collaborations with the audio visuals, and praise and worship team, just to try to get an idea of like what it all will take to make it happen from a safety standpoint, electrical standpoint, and everything like that.
Right.
Then it takes conversations with the pastors to kind of get their visions. And then it takes a lot of prayer and collaboration.
Why do you take prayer, Don?
You know, patience when you're working with different people with different visions.
Different people with different visions. That sounds like a loaded response right there. We're going to leave it alone. So you've seen this stuff. Don, tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here in terms of the stage.
So right now they're actually constructing the stage, making sure that the screens are, you know, load balance on the different rises on the sides, making sure that they can get
Load balance, he said.
Yeah, you got to make sure. I don't know if anybody remember from our last drive-in service where the wind was kind of heavy and the start to make thing goes up straight, that it's tied down appropriately and making sure that the wires are connected before it gets anchored into the sky. So the teams are just making sure that everything is set before we come and start loading instruments, all the wiring it up just to make sure we don't have any safety issues.
Awesome. So this is the west side of the campus, and that way is the north side. We got a parking lot over there. There'll be a screen over there as well. So tell Lottie, Dottie, and Dee, put it on your personal Facebook, social media options and pages. Tanya, what do you think we can do to, you know, from a parishioner's perspective? What are you looking for in a weekend service like this when folks drive through? When you're a marketing person, what do you think we need to be sure to offer in Jesus' name this weekend?
Transparency.
Mm-hmm.
To be transparent, to be to introduce people to God who may not know Him.
Mm-hmm.
To know that God is easy access to Him. It's not complicated.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be transparent,
Mm-hmm.
just to be open
Yeah.
and inviting people to Christ. Because I think that we've missed that in this pandemic,
Right.
that we're looking at so much what's on media. But if we just focus more on that God is present, He is our very present help in these times.
He's sure times of trouble for sure.
Absolutely.
So Don, you got about 30 seconds left. Anything you want to share with the folks with the text thing?
Nope, just make sure that you share, like, subscribe. Make sure you watch our service if you can't make it out. Let everybody know that you can come out after you finish with our weekend service. Make sure you go to the food park, get you something to eat. Or if you want to go early on Saturday and come and sit in your car and eat and worship, we're here to help make you have a good time.
It's going to be dope. It's going to be lit. We look forward to seeing you Saturday night and Sunday. Thank you for joining today, April 2nd, KWK. God bless you. We love you. We're out. See you later. Bye. That was good.
Thank you, Pastor.
Carl, you want to do that tag while we're out here?
Give her- give her a
You're a